Someone in the one of my comment section linked me to this video and asked me my 2 cents worth, and I'm going to give it. And this is at the channel Fresh and Fit, and it's basically guys doling out advice on how for guys to get with the girls. And the title of this video is misleading, really, because it says a heated debate. This isn't a debate. Fresh turns out to be hypocritical. He's not going to follow his own rules. And his pal AK is going to call him out on it. There's no debate to be had. We'll get into it now.
Chris made the decision, 20 and up. So, all right, I will turn it over to Fresh now. Yeah, I don't even know what's going to happen.
Okay. So we spoke the other day, right, about kind of like,
Wrong one.
what I got going on in my vlogs, my life right now. And obviously, Ak is a good friend, Silky as well, Leaf, Annoying TV, good people. But we had a debate, right, talking about relationships, vetting girls, and kind of like what girls want in guys. So Ak, can you tell the audience what the debate is about today?
Fresh, I love you, brother. but I feel like you're walking into the path of becoming what I would say is a hypocrite, or you're just strictly delusional, something that you preach against. And I would just like for you to remain on your pivot while instructing the many. We got 4,000 people in here, while instructing them how to live their lives. Make sure you're very cognizant how you're living yours, or you could maybe just keep it real and just say, hey, you listen, follow what I say, but not what I do. Okay. I asked you a few simple questions and the answers were very alarming. Okay. I feel like if the roles were reversed, and we have like a lot of beautiful women on the panel today.
They do have attractive ladies there, but none of them can hold a candle to this young lady. This guy Fresh just landed. That's why he's got this giant grin on his face. Also, guys, notice that there's about 2 women for every guy in this podcast. And this is very typical. These guys built up status doing what they're doing here to bribe these women, which in itself is not a problem. But all of these guys are guilty of this. They're going to ask, like later on in this, they'll ask, what do you, to one of the girls, bring to the table? And the answer is nothing. Why would she? When someone bribes you to show up, you're not going to bring anything. That's what the bribe is all about. So right off the bat, these guys do not practice what they preach. But anyway.
But I'm watching. You guys know I watch your show religiously. I'm not here. And the advice you give to men is very different than what you are following.
Okay. Explain to me where.
Okay.
Then.
And again, the only audience and jury will be the chat.
Yeah.
He's wrong.
I believe
I think anyone who watches this channel will be the jury as well.
If you were speaking about a woman who, is in her early 20s who came to Miami, who met high value men, like you would consider yourself, right?
Yeah, for this show, yeah.
Okay.
By the way, before he goes on, high status man, translation just means you've got money. Maybe notoriety too. I would say notoriety, yes. That's what a high value man is. It has nothing to do with any of these guys' caliber as a human being. Because the girls are not there because of these guys' personalities. They're there because these guys have status.
If you would speak about that woman who met that guy on a multi-million-dollar yacht, the first thing in the assumption wouldn't be she loves me or she likes me for me. Okay. Now here's the thing: there's nothing wrong with actually liking a girl. By the way, I don't think you guys are preaching that at all. That would be I'd be inside a little Nas X territory if you guys were. But that's not what you guys are doing. Yeah. What you guys are just saying that you want guys to be aware and also not to get finesse, right? It's about self-improvement, right? I've heard
self-improvement, translation, that just means get status. For example, no offense to this AK file, but look at him. Is he in shape? No. He looks overweight. Is he a snazzy dresser? No. So he's dressed like a guy sitting in his living room. So it's only about status, period. This guy, Rashid, he proves the lookism crowd wrong. I want to point that out too.
Myron said that a bunch of times.
As we do, help guys get better.
I feel like your life right now might not be matching what you preach, and it's okay because we all make mistakes. By the way, I've made mistakes too, and
This isn't a mistake. This guy's doing it on purpose. This guy is a hypocrite. This girl met him on a yacht. He showed her the yacht so that she would date him, and so she does. He showed her his status. So it's never going to be, he's proven that she's not interested in him. If he really wanted to prove that, he would have just talked to her personally on the street, where he knows he would have got rejected. And all these guys are the same way.
as brothers, because I've made mistakes, I could try to help you as you're making your mistake now. Okay, listen, I always say, the smart man learns from his own mistake. The wise man learns from the mistake of others. Okay, I'm trying to have you at least be wise, not smart. And a dumb person never learns at all.
So, you think that I haven't made mistakes in my past at all?
No. This girl is a knockout. She's at least a 9. So this guy has scored big. His status was a great bait.
I've heard the story. You were married before.
Yeah.
Right? It was just alarming that if...
Oh, I'm sorry to break this off. He was married before. Men know they don't have any rights in their marriages. And they get married anyway. So it just goes to show you most guys either don't know what they're doing or they just don't care. None of these guys care. They would burn themselves up in a marriage at any time.
And by the way, I like your beautiful. What do y'all consider each other? By the way, Henny, that makes
we vibing right now. We're chilling. We vibing. So
she hasn't committed to this guy. That's what he just admitted. He's still baiting the hook. His yacht wasn't good enough.
Beautiful. I like it. So so y'all would be y'all just talking right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you said something on like last show when I was on. It was a little bit alarming. You said she was very different from every girl you meet in Miami, when I've heard you speak about every girl in Miami before. You generalize.
Yeah.
And I've also heard, this one of Myron's like, Myron, you got some classic quotes, my brother. You're a legend, right?
Yeah, no.
We're not talking about your anecdotal experience. We're talking about like the majority of the people, okay? We're not talking about like your exception. If you were to speak about the person who we are talking about, question sit next to you, from the position you are now, you would actually say, hey, listen, she's with you because of what you're about, right? But you made the bold statement, which this is why I think your audience is probably looking at you like if you're a hypocrite. You met her on a yacht. In a very short time, you're like, I know for a fact she's with me for me. Explain.
Okay, so
there's nothing to explain. This guy is going to prance and dance. Look how happy they are. These people are not just hypocrites. They're shamelessly hypocrites. Shamelessly. There's not an ounce of shame or guilt over this. This guy has done what every other guy does. And so is this woman has done what every other woman is doing, what these women are doing. And he's going to have to try and spin it in a positive light. He will fail, but he doesn't care. That's why he's so happy.
You made some claims there just now, right? They were kind of assumptions, and I understand because you don't watch the show all the time.
They're not assumptions. This guy is going by what this guy Fresh, AK is going by what Fresh has claimed in the past, and he sees that he is obviously going against that. So, I mean, this guy Fresh is now gaslighting his pal AJ or AK.
That being said, when I said that she's different from most girls, because she's not from Miami, she's from Philly, right? So if you know the game here in Miami, right? Most Miami girls are in a certain like bracket, in a certain like environment, and they all kind of do like the same things. Hold on. That being said, if a girl's new to Miami, she's
see, it's this all not again. There's the good girls who get corrupted by the big city. It's embarrassing enough when guys say from another country or third world country, or even from like a small town. But he's basically saying a big city like Philadelphia is so different from Miami.
Not really into that environment that well. So as a first timer in Miami, right? She's not gonna be in certain circles where they get passed around. Like, you feel me? Like, it's kind of like a environment where things happen all the time and like follow like a certain pattern.
Can I
That
ask
being
you,
said,
hold
on. That being
what does
said,
new to
hold
Miami
on.
mean though?
Huh?
What does new to Miami mean? Because she was born in Jersey. She's just out here for school,
Yeah.
right? Is everybody here born in Miami?
I am.
You're born in Miami.
Yeah, born and raised.
You're born and raised. Okay, but she's not. So if someone moves here, they're different.
I'm saying at the beginning, they're not kind of like tainted by the Miami lifestyle. Because Miami is very like, I want to say good and bad at the same time. Because like in the environment, it makes you turn a certain way. Either by the partying, the people you're around.
To the streets.
And most girls that would have been good girls come to Miami, turn to the streets. Is what it is.
Good girls. What guys mean when they say good girls is that they haven't banged another guy yet. That's all he means. All these guys are like this. This is the guy mentality. If this young girl bangs another guy, she's corrupted. If she bangs you in particular, then she's a good girl because you're such a special guy. You deserve it amongst all the other guys, right? This is what he's talking about. Also, see this big guy at the back with the two girls clinging to him? He's going to be delusional too. This guy is showing his complete delusion. Actually, he's showing his hypocrisy. He knows what's going on. This big guy, in his mind though, he would have to, in his heart of hearts, believe the girls clinging to him somehow like him for himself. All men are self-delusional to some degree, because if he really, like these guys talk, believe that the girls go for status and nothing else, he couldn't withstand having these girls around him. That's the way it is. All relationships between adult males and females is one of prostitution. It's just what form it takes.
So they turn home.
That being said, if you mean to go for the first time, she's in this environment and she's not a part of this whole cycle, you kind of got a chance because at the beginning, she only knows you. But she meets other players in the game where it's like, oh, like this is where I'm at. I can see all these guys. Then she's kind of thinking, like, you know what? I got many options.
This
Fuck
guy
one.
just
I'm gonna
admitted it. He just admitted it. So the reason one of the reasons this young woman is with him isn't just because he showed his status. It's because he got to her first. Women having options doesn't change them. They're not corrupted by having options. Just before they didn't have options. And now that they do. That'd be like an ice cream vendor selling only vanilla and saying, wow, everyone loves vanilla, until they go across the street and they can get strawberry. Then they all of a sudden half the girls go over and get strawberries, strawberry ice cream. This is the nonsensical talk. So this guy just admitted everything. Like, how can he not be embarrassed?
what I gotta do and get what I want. That being said, right? I invited her on the yacht.
That being said, I love it.
I invited her on the yacht, right? For a purpose to talk to her.
So the first time you met her, you invited her on the yacht.
100%.
And you left the yacht by saying she fucks with me for me.
No. This is after a period of time where like I saw certain things. I saw what she's about, where she came from. I was like, okay, cool. Dude, think about this, right? I've seen multiple chicks come to Miami all the time, get into a certain environment, and then they change completely. However, when they first come to Miami, they're not always into that environment where they make that change.
Okay.
So what happens is that girls come to Miami, right? They meet some friends, they go out, they meet promoters, they meet celebrities, and then they're for the street.
And then she gone.
And then she gone.
You're Myron.
And then let me finish. So I've experienced
I'm gonna eat him alive after.
dating multiple girls,
Mhm.
some from Miami, some from outside of Miami, France, Germany, wherever, right? So I've seen the cycle here. Now, that being said, when I met her, I saw she hadn't been tainted yet. She hadn't been like in certain circles where like, you know what? Damn, she's gone through the streets. So I want to see where her head was at. And we meet on certain level.
So this has nothing to do, Fresh. I'll talk to him directly. How does this mean that she's a good girl then? How does this mean she's broken the rules and that she likes you for yourself? All Fresh has said here is that he met her first. he showed his status first, and he didn't give her a chance to see other guys with higher status. And now he's going to claim that she's different and she likes him for himself. I'm glad the guy who showed me this, like linked me this, did do that for me, because this is just perfect male behavior. You know, this a perfect example of what guys are about.
We vibe, and regarding my vlog, she adds value to my vlogs. So, you know what? I want to get to know her a little bit better. We're just vibing right now.
Okay.
So your whole argument of, oh, I'm gonna be finessed by this chick.
No, I didn't say
you
that.
can't
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I want to make
He's
sure.
not going to be finessed by this chick. He is being finessed by this chick.
Claims. So I feel like you're a little bit, especially because you're in Miami. You just proved that saying that if she's here and she's new, those rules don't apply. You don't talk to just a Miami audience. You talk to an audience that's literally all around the world. So you're pretty much telling your audience everything I tell you doesn't apply to y'all because you're not in Miami. I thought you were giving universal rules. That's
hold on.
Hold on.
We're talking about her.
I got
right
you. No, I know.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about how you are saying she doesn't apply to many things that you would say about the normal girl.
No, it can't happen outside. I'm just saying that, like.
Second of all,
Uh-huh.
I do want to ask a question. And by the way,
Mhm.
the chat's gonna be the jury.
Okay.
You said, you know, number one, she was here for a short amount of time and she wasn't tainted, quote unquote. And you have done the checks and balances to make sure she's not gonna be that. Could you at least tell the jury how long you've known her?
1 month.
Okay. Just okay. So in a month, you met her on a yacht. A month later, you have figured out that she isn't what every other girl in Miami is.
Look, you're taking it as in like, yo, I'm about a wife. Like, it's only like only girl is like, yo, like I just met her, right? So obviously I'm like checking to see where she's at. And at the same time, it's like, yo, I'm seeing traits where she's like different in terms of like, okay, she's not thinking like most Miami girls. That being said, I don't know the full, trajectory. Like she's just
Dude, you showed her a yacht. She met you on a yacht. So you showed off your status. You showed you've got wealth. This girl didn't do anything different from any of these other girls sitting around.
just got here. So it's like we're vibing right now.
What does it mean
Mhm.
that she's different and not thinking like a Miami girl? I just
Yes.
pointed you out.
I know, like,
Someone
Okay.
I'm
like
Puerto Rican.
explain that, because I've heard you
Please.
say,
Yeah.
you know, like
Mhm.
that it's you came on my podcast. You say, hey, listen, women, especially down here, they're gonna be attracted to certain things, this blah blah blah.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be different from a Miami girl? Explain that difference.
Okay, so for example, right? She's not into like designer, going crazy like, oh, I need to have this and that. It's more like she wants a good time with me, right? And then secondly, like for example,
What Miami girls are,
Huh?
generally.
Miami.
no, some are not obviously not every
Uh-oh.
single girl, but some
This girl is dressed just like everybody else in this podcast.
are about that.
We're
Like
talking about just majority.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. So it's kind of like
By the way,
Uh-huh.
Myron, just because I want to be fair,
this nigga, bro.
no, you're allowed to be his lawyer.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I don't want this to be a mistrial because they said he ain't had a public defender, he ain't had Johnny Cochran with him, he ain't had the nigga who
Listen.
had Bill Cosby get out of jail.
Listen.
You could hop in at any time
y'all
because
go.
this guy seems.
You guys go.
I'm chilling,
You
bro.
guys go like one round, 2 rounds maybe, and then we'll
Okay.
get,
Yeah.
because I know y'all wanted to do
I'm
this.
telling
We got 6,000 plus you guys in here.
like the
First of
video.
all, like the goddamn
We
video
don't
right
entertain
now.
K's, easy.
Something channel.
Like it, like the video.
So you're accusing me of being a hypocrite and being delusional, right? So I want to know where in this whole like
I like
scenario
what
here.
you said.
No, I'm not. Where in the scenario, right? Do you see me being hypocritical in regards to like just dating her?
No, you're being hypocritical because if everything that I've seen this podcast preach that you're a part of,
Mhm.
when I've seen your actions with her,
Mhm.
you're acting like, and I've seen y'all silence a lot of women here by saying you're just the exception. We're talking about the rule. You are willing to basically say, hey, fuck the rule. She's the exception.
Wait, okay. Where did I say that? I'm saying that she is showing certain traits right now.
Why do you think she's interested in you?
Ask her.
I was gonna say, can I
No, I would never ask this woman. I would never. This woman is going to do what every woman does. She's going to gaslight. Look how happy I think she is going to gaslight. She's happy to do this. She saw this man's status and said, yeah, I'll take his bribe. And now she's going to bold face with a big grin on her face, say that that's not the case.
I answer this. I feel like the first day that I met you, having that genuine conversation on the boat, like
On a yacht.
Oh, on the boat. Was it 60 foot long? Was it 85 foot?
I couldn't even
Free
tell
drinks.
you.
So you're telling me that the conversation that you had with him there, if he cold approached you, right? While you were online about to get into, I don't know if you go to Club Live or whatever, any spot out here, you was about to get some, I don't know, some fucking yogurt, and he cold approached you. If he had the same conversation that he had with you on the boat in fucking beautiful Miami, I've been on a yacht with this nigga. I was like, damn, I can understand why this is a flex. If he had the same conversation with you, you're like, no, this is my guy.
See, I am a very big personality person. So if he came up to me and he just came and was like, hey, let me get your number, that's a no from me. The fact that he invited me, and he invited me out before.
Yeah.
And it was just the fact that me and my roommate were sitting at home. No, me and my roommate were sitting at home, and I was like, wow, what are we gonna do tonight? And then like at that moment, he texted me and he was like, hey,
go ride with scooters or get on the yacht. Let's talk about it.
And he's right. I'm not a materialistic person at all. I could be if I wanted to. I don't care about that shit. Like my dream car is.
This is a bold-faced lie from this girl. Everything she's saying is horseshit, just like the guy Fresh has said is horseshit. By the way, this guy Fresh insulted his pal, AK, by gaslighting him like he did, by asking him, how is this different? He knows how it's different. He just doesn't care that he's a hypocrite. He just doesn't care. He's getting what he wants.
A fucking Honda Civic. Like there's nothing about me materialistic. Being on a yacht is not, I wasn't like, oh my God, like he's inviting us to a yacht. Like I'm so excited.
what about
I've been on a yacht
conversation?
before. I've had people try to hit on me. It's not about the yacht.
Okay, what about the conversation? What did he say? We want to learn because I'm like
it was
one
like
of the
a
people.
genuine, like, I want to get to know you thing. I think we both had a physical attraction to each other at that point, and it wasn't like, hey, like I want to get to know you to fuck. It felt super genuine, and we just had a really good time. We talked up there for
This is complete horseshit. When strange guys want to get to go, strange girls, it's to date them. And he's hitting on her. It's no different from the guy who gives a line. They all just want to start a conversation.
like an hour and a half before we got interrupted. We probably could have talked the entire way back and forth. Like
I think what your problem is that like,
wait, you said he invited you out before. Why you didn't go before?
Hold on,
I was always busy, or like I was pretty new.
I
was living. No, I was living.
I'm trying to see.
You see what your problem is? You think that because I have clout, everyone wants me for clout. However, for you, that's true. For me, it's not. I actually have game, bro. Right? That being said, hold on. That being said,
we
right,
all
bro?
know game is bullshit. The woman has to be interested in you before you are allowed to even give your lines. So this bullshit story of him coming up to her and just having a conversation, he couldn't get to that conversation if he was a complete nobody to her. Or like he looked like a complete nobody. That's why he brought her on the yacht. To show that he wasn't a nobody. And then she allowed him to have his stunning conversation.
Yay.
Your experience, right, with girls is tainted because you want to see it for clout.
Oh.
Versus here, I'll tell you the truth, bro. Look, it's true, right? So for you, it's
we
like
need evidence to substantiate your claim, sir.
Alrighty.
Yo, Mike, Mike.
I'm gonna say this. I gotta say this, bro. First of all, if you got clout, if you have access to a boat, fuck it. It's part of who you are. It is. It is what it is.
Full of shit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Owning a boat isn't a part of what you are. Because if this guy Fresh got broke and lost his boat, would that mean he lost a part of himself? No, he'd just be broke, and all these girls would have nothing to do with this guy Fresh. they would call him a broke ass nigga and they wouldn't have anything to do with him. So this big guy talking, he's full of shit himself.
Don't look at that as like, oh, I need to use, yeah, fuck it. I'm using this too for my power. You know what I'm saying? My power of attraction. That's what men do. Even in the wild, like male birds do crazy exotic dances and shit and displays for women. You know what I'm saying? Rams fight each other. Lions.
That's not the same as owning stuff. It's a bad example. If you want a better example, think of the birds that build exotic nests for their mates that they want to attract. That would be closer to what he's talking about. But also notice how quiet all these girls are. They're not being respectively quiet because they respect these guys. They respect their status. These guys were just guys in the street. They would be talking over them. But that's neither here nor there. What the point is, this guy is full of shit, trying to say that this guy building up money to own a yacht is somehow intrinsic to his character.
Fight each other. That's what we do. Fuck it. We buy nice watches and rings and jewelry.
Let's go follow
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could get the.
I see.
Just a minute. David Cooley, academics. Sorry, his name sounds like he's hating on Fresh. Fresh explained it perfectly. See, his own audience doesn't even believe what Fresh has to say. His own audience, at least some of them, are just as hypocritical as Fresh is. They're on his side. They're like, yeah, I mean, I talk trash until I get enough, wealth to attract a woman, and then I renege on everything I've said. I do the same thing. Thanks, David Cooley. I'm sure they appreciate your $20 for admitting you are also a hypocrite.
Piece of water on the other hand, you know what I'm saying? But I'm
Shut
saying we
it
do
off.
things that other men can't do.
That
You know
part.
what I'm saying?
Mm.
To attract a potential mate.
Female.
I don't see anything wrong with that shit.
Nothing.
Me either.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool with acknowledging that shit. Yeah, fuck it. If I'm on a boat or I have access to a boat and I want to get to know somebody, I'm gonna invite on a boat too.
Yeah, he's admitting it. Yeah, I mean, if cold talking to them, looking like you're a nobody, gets you rejected, of course you would invite them to your expensive yacht, where they can see that you're not a nobody. So what's all this silly talk about self-improvement then? Like I said, self-improvement just means get money.
But see,
Hold on, Mike. I think
If you
you're
tell
touching
about
a
it,
point that
just
I was trying to make.
but see,
And I
No,
think
but that's
where
a horrible point about you made a
Exactly.
point about the chain and that I would see the chain and the watch and be like, he's rich. You know how many broke people I see with chains and watches and nice cars? They could be the brokest motherfuckers I've ever met.
Well, that's
even
why
say-
inviting you on the yacht was the right move. Because then you could tell that he had status. He was showing his status off in a way that you couldn't deny.
on your podcast, yo, you got a chain and a watch. You could be a scammer or you could be broke.
Yo.
You even said that on
Like
your
I
podcast.
used to work
You said that, Ak.
doing bottle service
Yo,
at a
no,
strip
no.
club, and the
Yeah,
girls would
yeah.
pass on
So you said
everyone that
that.
looked broke. And
Let's
I
clear it
would
up.
take them as a client. They would make no money, and I would make money because I didn't judge somebody off the way that they look.
Yo,
And that's a
Fresh,
good thing.
this is one of the biggest things I feel like you keep making this in like an error.
Mhm.
Because I feel like you're judging sincerity on what you think she's passed up. You know what I mean?
How?
For any woman I've encountered that's fucked with me,
Mhm.
like I've seen women who I fucked with be like, oh, Sway Lee hit me up, Young Thug hit me up, rest in peace, XXXTentacion hit me up.
Mhm.
It's not because you're not like maybe celebrity wise or rich wise bigger than them, means because they didn't fuck with those people for whatever reason,
Mhm.
they're with you for you. That's not the case, my brother. And I feel like you're using that to be like, well, I know a lot of people who's more lit has hit her up, blah, blah. I'm just trying to say that for what you're preaching, it's all about what you're preaching, my dog.
Yeah.
Hold on. No.
But when
Here,
it
no.
turn into them,
Here's the
they're-
point.
Look at this, King Life. Miranda, what do you do for Fresh? Do you invest your time to make Fresh's life easier? King Life, no. Fresh bribed her with his money to be with him. Do you guys understand what a bribe is? Once you bribe someone, they bring nothing to the table. They don't do anything. He's already told her, I've built up money, so you can do nothing. Look at these women here. Like, who built this podcast? Was it not the guys? What are they doing here? They're getting a free ride. Show up and be on my podcast. So, King Life, what makes you think that this is Miranda her name? Miranda is going to do anything for Fresh?
Here's the point. So, what am I preaching that's gonna be delusional or not true? Tell me.
Yeah.
You still
Okay.
haven't told me.
Okay.
I'm still waiting.
I feel like if you didn't like her,
Yeah.
if you didn't love her, whatever the case is, I don't know if you do.
Mhm.
If there was a normal girl like her that came on this podcast,
Mhm.
and that girl said, "Hey, I'm dating a high value man," and that guy's making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you had to tell that girl, who, by the way, she's an app developer,
Mhm.
right? She's not from here. She's been here how long?
Like 5 months.
5 months. And if that girl said the guy that they're now fucking with, they know for a month,
Mhm.
what would you tell that person that you don't like?
Yeah.
So here's,
That's all I'm saying.
so look,
The only thing, the reason
look.
why Myron can't even be your defense attorney right now, because Myron, he gotta live what he preach. All I'm just saying is that
no.
I'll let y'all.
No. He's letting us talk. So don't play that game. Right? So
I
this
was
is
gonna let
between me
y'all
and
duke
you.
it out.
No,
man.
Myron could hop in too.
This is why I got you on the ropes, right? Because you're thinking that, like, okay, just because she's a regular girl on the show, I won't say there's an exception to the rule. That being said, her situation, bro, like, isn't normal. Most girls that come to Miami, they're already in the environment and they get fucked up.
All right,
That
she's new to Miami.
Huh?
She's new to Miami as well.
But what
Is
does
she
it
just like
matter?
her?
I don't know.
But what does it
My-
matter?
He doesn't
but
know
look,
her.
My first response,
How could he
no,
do
my
that?
first response is gonna be, you know what? She's capping. I don't know all the details here, but for the most part, she's probably capping. That being said, there may be girls that are in an environment that may not be the same. I'm just saying that, like, I actually met her. I spoke to her for an hour or plus. I got to see her a little bit. You know what? Damn. This is
A
different for me.
fucking hour, my nigga. I spoke on a podcast
No.
to women
No,
for
no.
hours at a time, brother.
On an
But you
hour
felt
on the
her
hold on,
vibe.
hour on the boat. I got to see what her mind was at.
She's on a
Then-
fucking yacht.
Hold on. Then we went on
It's hypnotizing, dog.
multiple dates. Hold on.
Why?
Yeah, see.
Yo.
Multiple dates. I
Anybody
can
can get on
see
the yacht.
certain things. Okay, you know what? She's cool. I want to get to know her a little bit better. I never said, oh, she's the one. Nigga.
No, you said she's different from everyone else
She's
because she
different.
talked
She is different
because
from
she
most
talked
Miami
to you
girls.
an hour on the yacht and went on a couple of dates with you afterwards.
Nigga.
That just seems glaringly
Nigga.
And she's not from Miami.
hypocritical
I understand, right, bro?
from what I used to hear from Fresh and Fit.
we
Y'all
say-
be giving the game.
No.
I love when I
No.
yo. By the way,
Hey,
yo,
we
yo,
say
Byron, hold on, Byron.
no.
Don't worry, I'm not going to keep this forever. There's just a section here. That's as far as I'll probably go. I don't know if I need to go further than this. This guy is an unashamed hypocrite. He's getting exactly what he wants, which is shit, by the way. And he's gaslighting his pal AK there. He's shameless.
I see what
Don't-
you're doing here.
hold on,
I
Byron,
see what you're doing
know
here.
what I said this to you? Regular dudes
Huh?
listen to y'all and play y'all in the car that
Yeah.
their girl could hear game. So when they see half of the podcast
Mhm.
maybe slipping,
How
it's
much-
not my job.
How
But
much
I'm just here
slipping? How much slipping?
because you're not giving the same advice or you're not having the same mentality about your situation like you would tell somebody else.
Yes, I am.
Why?
How?
This is where
How?
this is where you messed up because you think, right, that, like, just because I'm chilling with her that I'm not seeing anybody else, or for example, that her situation is like every other girl.
Don't do it.
Alright.
Don't do it fresh. Don't do it fresh.
Dude, you're bringing her to the podcast. She's your special girl. So please don't go on about your mate probably banging other girls. You've got your mind focused on this girl. This girl is top tier in the way that she's the best looking woman in the room there. She looks like she might be in her early 20s. And you're glad to have her. Your buildup of status, your self-improvement has worked. And you're making money on your podcast saying the opposite.
Shit.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Hold on.
And then-
let me ask you a question. Okay,
But
let's do
what
it.
does it
So
matter?
I've heard this before on the
Double
Fresh and Fit
down.
podcast.
Hold on.
I've heard this on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I'm not done.
A high valued man,
Uh-huh.
you know, by the way, high value men are rare.
Okay.
Are we
Yeah.
going to be in agreement? Anybody else want to say
Okay.
Yes, there are more poor people than there are rich people. I agree.
otherwise in here?
But I'm
Okay,
pretty sure
okay.
she's a high valued woman.
Okay, what? Hold on.
There's no
What
such
if it's
thing
given
as
to
that.
them?
I don't know.
Nah.
That's a whole other
Why?
discussion.
Hold on. All right, so let me ask you a
That's a
question.
whole other
Yeah.
thing.
So if you said to her,
Mhm.
right, hey, this is, would the shit I've heard y'all say about high value men and high value women,
Yeah.
would you say to her, like, baby, you might have to share me because I'm a high value man, which is rare.
Mm.
And are you willing to share it? Let's hear her first.
Hold on. You see, this
want her to talk?
where you fucked up because you don't watch the show. I said multiple times, if I choose, right, to be with one girl, I've had fucked many girls, right, bro? If I choose a chance to say, you know what, I like her, I can do that. Because guess what? I've vetted girls. I've seen what I've had. I've had multiple options. I can do it. That's what you don't watch podcasts, bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
No. You're judging me based off of what you hear Myron say, not what I say. I
So
say
you're
a lot
not
of
on the
things.
same page.
No, we are, but I just choose to be with one person if I want to. He wants multiple wives. He wants kids. I don't.
So
This
Someone in that podcast wants multiple kids. Well, that goes to show you that guy's a fool too. Because not only do men have no rights in their marriages, they don't have any rights to their children. So by rights, this podcast should be anti-marriage. It should be anti-having children. These guys, this guy Fresh has this girl on because he's got to go over. He's probably not banging other girls. And he knows if he started just banging other girls, she would go see other guys and eventually she would leave him. All these guys want some gun permanent, no matter what they say. You go by their actions.
This is why when you make assumptions about people.
No. It's not even about assumptions.
It is.
So
It really is, bro.
So in your rhetoric, then you should let dudes know, hey, not all high valued men should be giving their woman the ultimatum that because
we do, bro. We do. We always do. She watches the show.
Okay.
See, you're assuming, right?
Okay.
That just because you think that we say one thing is on the rule, we say, look, some guys, majority of guys are gonna want that type of lifestyle, but some don't. We put that in there. But our show is very radical, right? I get it. It's very
Really, some guys wouldn't be the alpha bad boy who bangs all the girls. Well, I actually agree with him there. None of these guys want that. All these guys, including this guy Fresh, wants this girl to validate him. All the guys do. That's why you saw these guys who, well, actually the girls were attracted to them, and next thing you know, they're married, and they're living. They're willing to put up. Maybe their marriage is even sexless, and they're willing to put up with that because all these guys want to connect themselves to some girl who makes them feel like, they're somebody. All of them, including this guy. Look at him. He's ecstatic. He's on cloud nine. He doesn't even care that his hypocrisy is obvious and that people are going to probably call him out on it. This guy AK is calling him out on it, and he doesn't give a shit.
very strong point, one point of view. So you're thinking, oh, that's all it really is, bro. We say it all the time. Look, if you're a high value man, you have a choice to make. You want multiple chicks? You can, because you earned it, you deserve it. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. And some guys out there, they got hella money, but they want one girl. Jeff Bezos, one girl. You feel me? Like, it's just a choice.
Hold on, what do you want?
Huh?
What do you want?
I already said it. I already said it. If I decide to settle down, it's gonna be with one girl. That being said, will I marry again? Hell no. They want kids? Hell no. But in my RP lens, I'm gonna go with this girl because I chose to say, you know what? I don't want to stress with other girls. I already been doing that shit. 5 4 girls was a headache, bro. I already did that shit, right? If it's just one girl, it's because I want to be with her. That being said, I'm talking to her right now, seeing what the vibe is, and if I like her, maybe in the future, maybe something. If not,
interesting. I see both points. Fresh did keep it 100. Wow, Yara B. This guy is talking gibberish practically. He's scampering, trying to show some kind of defense to this bullshit. And of course, his audience, some of them are for him because they feel exact same way.
then it is what it is. But I'm not saying that she's an angel.
Okay, so you're saying for you, maybe he's
I'm the crazy one. I'm the one that says
I'm
bitches
chill,
gotta
bro.
share me.
Okay, look,
I'm the one that
but
says
to
that.
be
you just want one girl, right?
Bro,
To be fair, we've talked about it before.
Yeah.
He's made that a point like 100 times.
Yes.
Different
And even I've heard that on the
episodes,
podcast.
like-
But to be fair, we have talked about.
Are you willing to share him?
No.
We've talked about
No, are you
whether.
willing? Is that about
Yes or no?
what
We
we talked
have,
about?
Well,
we
it's
have
up
talked
to you.
about whether, because I'm super picky. Like, I think girls are hot, but I would be super
Okay.
picky if there
Are
would be
you
someone.
willing to be in a can we zoom into
Long story short, yes, but there would have to be like a conversation beforehand,
Wait,
which we've already mutually agreed to that.
It was different earlier.
No,
Yeah.
I told you we
It
middle our
was
show.
different earlier.
Yo,
Wait,
you said
wait,
you not
We gotta be honest. We gotta be honest.
He wasn't going to say yes or no to that. Because it's a failure either way. So that's why she says we talked about it. That doesn't mean it. What is your Miranda? Is that your name? We talked about it doesn't mean anything. That's not answering the question. It's a duck and dodge.
You said no.
Wait,
Hold on.
no.
You
Okay.
said you were
And
not
then
with it.
I said, we've already talked about this. We mutually agreed. If we
Yep.
went to a club or something, or he found
No,
someone,
not a threesome. For you to be in a polyamorous relationship.
I said,
No.
is that personally for me? No, but I'm very open-minded. If there was
Th-
somebody
see,
that we had
she's-
found,
It ain't for you.
This is complete bullshit. She's a gaslighter. She's hoping she'll attach to herself to this guy and she'll hang with him and she'll meet all kinds of other high value men, and she'll make a choice between them because she knows if she's just banging these guys, she's not getting anything out of them. She'll want to attach herself permanently to some guy eventually so that he is committed to her. All his money is hers. That's what I mean by his commitment. She doesn't care about the man, period. Just that his income will be going to her. Because then she can dump him later. She can divorce him later. And his money will be hers. So she won't want to just be kicking around. She'll be around for a while, but if she realizes this guy's starting to have too much time with other girls, she's going to dump him.
am I totally against it? No, absolutely not. But physically, is that for me? I don't think so, but I'm not
All
gonna
right,
be
so
closed-minded
let me
about it.
hop in. Let me hop
She's
in.
open-minded
Let me hop
about
in.
it.
I think initially, because listen, every girl says, no, I'm not with that, right?
Not
When
really,
I hear that,
with
I'm
it.
like, yeah, okay, you're supposed to say that,
I'm
right?
with it.
But, it was a shock of hearing it, I think. You know what I'm saying? She never processed it. And sitting there thinking about it, letting it set in, like the way we framed it was like, okay, you have a high value man.
Mhm.
This man there's not a lot of the guys like this, right? He's rare.
Yeah, wealthy people, they're a minority. Other than your wealth, I don't know what your name is, but other than your wealth, you're like every other guy. I bet if I walked the streets of Miami's, this guy would be the standard. There's absolutely nothing special about this guy or AK or Rashid or what's the other guy's name? Fresh. There's nothing in this podcast that strikes me that these guys are exceptional in any way or any form. They just achieved their money.
You willing to share it, right? First, no. It's a reaction, right?
She's not gonna admit
but
that
she-
she said that.
Go
by the way.
ahead.
I know, but she said it.
Oh, no, it's
cool,
gonna
it's
admit that
cool.
you said it's
But-
off camera.
But I'm giving her out.
Yes, I
I'm
did say
giving her
no
out.
immediately, and I want to clarify. Between like my past ex and him, I always thought like I was never gonna be in a relationship. I was never gonna fuck with one dude at a time, and it was always gonna be like
You got hoes.
not even that, but like I
overlapping.
enjoy fucking with one person at a time. But there's never been that person to come along and be like, oh, I only want to fuck with you. I knew pretty quickly that like I haven't been with anyone since him, and I knew pretty quickly that like I only fucked with him because we just have a great time together.
Like
So now I
I'm
don't.
sorry, I just can't watch much more of this. This segment has what? Another 10 minutes. I don't know if I'll put you guys through any more of this or not.
Hold on.
I'm in a mind space where I don't care about
Hold on.
being with anyone else.
No disrespect. It's not even about you. No disrespect. It's about knowing that you're with a guy who.
Yeah, we've talked about it.
Okay, so
We talked about it.
how do you feel about if he's like, yo, hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, I do like you and I fuck with you, but I also like her, and
If
might
that,
share me.
if it comes to that, then we can have a conversation about it for sure. And I'm down to hear
But
that
see-
side of the story.
Again, she's giving that duck and dodge. That doesn't answer the question. She doesn't look, this is a lose-lose answer for her, no matter which one she takes. She's either going to say, yeah, I'm willing to be what they call a side piece and just be a part of a harem, which means she's not special. Or she's got to admit what she really wants is to lock this guy down, lock his income down for herself. Either way, it doesn't look good. This is basic female nature. None of these girls give a shit about any of these guys here. So, I mean, why these guys? Look, these guys are playing the game. But really, these guys, they have to be delusional at some level in order to play the game. I couldn't play the game. Sorry, I just couldn't. I couldn't get together with a woman and say, well, I know she's not there for me as a person. She's there because I'm a known person or I have money. I couldn't do it. And these guys couldn't either. They have to self-delusion.
Right, I'm not close-minded about that.
But see, you know, funny.
Right now
I
we're
think
on the same
she just needed
page.
time to process it, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But no.
And honestly, and
I'm
another
so
thing,
glad for Mike because
another
Mike heard this whole
I heard
conversation.
it,
Okay.
I did.
But
I admit. I
but I
said no right
understand
off
it.
the bat.
Okay, sorry. I'll look. I'll see if there's anything interesting after this because this has been gone farther than it should have already. Okay, here it is here.
Also, then I want to ask her what she brings to the table.
No. So
Because that's the age-old question, right?
So
Exactly. What I said before. That is a stupid question for this AK guy to ask. None of these guys are willing to admit human nature at all. This woman isn't going to bring anything to the table because this guy Fresh bribed her by saying, here's some, bringing her aboard a yacht and saying, here's what I have. I am wealthy, so you should date me. This young woman does not own a yacht, does she? Right. She doesn't have to own a bicycle. So none of these women here, none of them are bringing anything to the table other than themselves. And these guys know it. And that's why they behave like they do.
here's the thing, right? We're in a space called the red pill, right? RP. It means basically that you understand how women
Okay. He uses the red pill. So that means they're failures right off the bat.
operate, and you don't play into certain things to get finesse or lose what you work for your whole life. That being said, I've been in situations where I've been married, I've been with girls, I've had experience with a lot of girls where I can say, you know what, I can vet a girl very easily and say, you know what, she's this type of way. Let me see where this goes. I'm not gonna hide myself by saying, you know what, I'm gonna trust her 100%.
Okay, enough of this bullshit. This guy has been a lot of girls. He did learn. He learned he had to have money. And that's exactly what he did with this young lady. And I would, if I was going to make a prediction, this is going to be very short term between the two of them. This whole podcast is a bad joke. It's human nature on display. Bad human nature. Okay, we'll end it here. It's been painful. Goodbye, everyone.